Good evening. Welcome to Woodturning in the Stable Studios.
Camera.
It's wrong camera. Oh, jeez, camera, wrong camera. There we go. I'm here.
Well done, Joe.
I'm back. Thanks, Joe. See, looking after me already. Welcome to Woodturning in the Stable Studios. I'll just say it again. Friday evening. Don't know why I'm on a Friday evening, but anyway, covering for Steve at SK Crafts, who's usually in. So, in Steve's honour, I'm going to turn a bowl. So let's have a look at what we're going to do. Let's bring in my earworms first, and then we'll have a quick look. Earworms up here. There we go. We've got Pete from Twisted Trees, who has
Hi
a
all.
lot of competition with the shirt there. You see,
Modern my new smock.
very nice it is too, Pete. Very nice it is. We have Joe Senior,
Good evening.
who's going to be doing the singing later. Hope you'll enjoy that. And we have Terry from TJ Turning.
Hello, everybody. I'm just about to leave
Sorry.
and Joe does the singing.
Yeah. Sorry, it's Terry from Occasionally Turning with Terry.
Occasionally earworming from Terry.
Who's actually going on holiday again on Monday, guys.
Yeah.
Life's a holiday. Never mind. Anyway, get back in the background, you hellions. Go on.
Yes, sir.
Get out. Go on. There you go. So I have a piece of you on. Anybody who's seen Wayne's live today will know that I've got a piece of you on the left. There it is. It is. I went into Wayne's live today, and he said, "I'm going to turn this bit of you and make a bowl." I thought, "Oh no, that's what I'm doing this evening." So Wayne changed his plan. Thank you, Wayne. So this piece of you is 7 inches across, or 7 inches long. It's a bit of a log. And it is 5.5 inches that way, and about 4.5 to 5 inches that way. So we shall see what we can do with it. A bit like Wayne's piece today. The pith is actually almost in the middle of this one there, and it's a slightly more to this side on this side. So there are little radio cracks there, but nothing too serious at the minute, and we'll see how they turn out. The plan is to try and have a live edge dish, bowl, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to turn this using a 3/8 bowl gouge and a 1/2 inch bowl gouge. And I'm going to start with a 1/2 inch bowl gouge, which is a Simon Hope double-ended bowl gouge. So I'll hand it over to the chat. And before I start, it's mounted on a woodworm screw. This is the second time I've used a woodworm screw because the first time I used it, the piece fell off. So hopefully it won't fall off this time. Tailstock up for support. Yeah, probably, yeah. Tailstock up for support. Make sure everything's nicely locked off. And I'm not going to run it too fast, but I'll start it off. We're clear there. Start this off. Get that running. And one of the earworms will tell us who's in the chat.
And that is me. Good evening, everybody. Now, I know my chat doesn't go right to the top, so I'll start at the first person and see how we get on. So we've got Wayne the Woodturner, Copperell Woodturning,
Hi, Wayne.
Gerard the French Turner, Lawrence Begager, Michelle Ousby, hi Michelle, Lewis the Klondike Craftsman, Pete from
Forgot my safety glasses.
Trevor P. Hobby Turner, Darren Callison, I love woodturning, Adam.
Let's go stop that and have a look at that. Something just fell off it.
Do you want me to stop or carry on?
No, you can work away. I'm just stopping it. That's all right. Okay. It's just a bit of loose stuff. I'll come
Andy
off.
H is for turning. David Nicol. Malcolm Douglas. Dara Coulon.
Hi, Dara.
Paul Hoyton, the Grisby Turner. Wivey Woodshed. Good evening, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Sorry, Joe, can I interrupt a minute? Brian, you might find that easier to turn that bit off going inside to outside because of the way the branch is growing. Sorry, Joe.
Okay.
Thank you, Pete.
Okay. Kitty 602, Neil M, David Oatey, Andy, the woodwork learner. I'm sure I said copper eye woodturning, but if I didn't know, I've said it again.
Rob.
Woodturning by Barry. Douglas Mungham. Chris Glanville. Misfit 74. Barry's Wood Creations. John Scarborough. Woodworm Paul. Door 60. We're getting down the list.
I'll
I'm
just
sure
show
we
you
are.
that. Show you where that is. It's just a big branch inclusion there, guys. That's what was causing all the banging and thumping. So I'll just adjust this a bit more.
Barry's
Try
Wood
and take
Creations.
a bit more off of that.
Eric Winkler. The Yorkshire Gate Glynn.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Troubles here. That's some real simple things. And that's as far as I can get. I do
Tara
hope I've got
Coulon.
everybody. I said
Got
it
Dara.
before.
Yeah.
If I've missed anybody, I do apologise. But good evening to
If you
everybody.
miss anybody, it's my fault for interrupting. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I can blame
My
you.
fault.
Hey, yeah,
Or
I
you
think
could blame
that's
me
Yeah,
for
a good
turning
idea.
it. You could
I'll
blame
take
me
that
for
one.
turning it wrong. That's why we're here to learn from the experts, or learn from those more knowledgeable than we are.
What am I doing here then?
Well, there is
I have
that.
no idea. I have no idea, Terry.
You're here on break between holidays, Terry.
I'm on a break, that's right, yeah. I occasionally turn up in earworm.
Well, it's
And
experience, isn't it?
And occasionally puts in a bit of good input as well. Just occasionally, mind.
Well, good evening, everybody in the chat anyway. Thanks for coming. Brian appreciates that.
It's usually a whole lot of cheek I get, but no. He does have some pearls of wisdom. So in order to try and retain some bark, we've decided, or in conjunction with my earworms, that the no-cut line is going to be about here somewhere. Can't see that? There.
Yeah, no, bad.
We're going to try and go to there. So from down here and try and make this round like this. So that's the plan. If I can follow the plan.
Yeah.
That's why you never tell them the plan until you've got the result.
Yeah.
But sure. It's much
Now
more
you've got
fun
to
if you.
follow the plan now.
It's much more fun if you have to follow a plan.
You've got 51 people in the chat, Brian.
Oh my goodness! Thank you very much, guys.
Remember, everybody, if you need to ask a question, then prefix it with a couple of question marks or a couple of Q's so that we can, at some point, read them out. Talking of questions, Eric Winkler has a question. Is that cedar, Brian?
No,
Obviously,
it's you.
You.
Eric was asleep. It's you, Eric. Or it's me, but it's you.
No, it's you.
It's you. It's not you.
You.
It looks like cedar, but it doesn't
It
cut
does,
like
yeah.
cedar. It's
And Baz wonders, is it Bernie?
On a piece of you, Baz. I mean,
Don't think so.
no,
you're being a bit of a heathen.
that's an arrestable offence. That is.
Yeah. Zombie Woodturn has just joined us.
I said.
About to say that. Good evening, Zed.
Oh, sorry, Joe.
No worries. And Michael Howell has joined us.
If Joe is on the strongbow, does that mean we're going to be subject to more singing?
Probably.
Possibly.
There will be at least
Possibly, Michael.
two occasions for singing this evening, guys. At least two. So prepare
Rob.
your earbuds or whatever your cheese. Or, is Douglas in yet?
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
Rob from Cobberrow has just said it's refreshing to see shavings hitting a clean shop floor.
I know, isn't it? Happens every day in my workshop.
Mine, Ed Douglas.
Now, Baz is asking, do you find you smell like cat's wee when turning?
I don't smell
Gotta
like
say,
cats.
I've
No.
never actually turned cat's wee, so I don't know.
No,
Yeah, that's the other thing.
I have never turned the contents of a litter tray. No.
It has any unpleasant aroma then?
It hasn't that. Handful of shavings. I'll test it for you now.
Barry Chitty's just joined the chat.
Tastes-
On you, Barry.
Tastes okay. Smells okay to me. No, tastes okay. Smells
I
okay
shouldn't
to me.
taste a bit of you. It's
Evening,
poison.
Barry.
It's not a very good idea, no. You're right, Terry. Not a good idea.
Gerard has said that Baz, the UI turned, smells like tinned mackerel. A very fishy smell.
Well, a bit like the piece Wayne turned today. This piece is not that long. Not that long cut. And it's exactly the same story as Wayne had today. I was given this by a tree surgeon about 4 months ago, I think.
Did he manage to fix the other bit of the tree? And he was a tree surgeon.
Yep, he was doing open heart surgery at the time.
Wayne says that elm has a very unpleasant aroma as well.
Well, I was going back
See,
to...
I actually quite like
Wayne.
elm, but
Mm,
I quite like the smell of cow dung, so you know.
that's it.
You like the smell of cow dung?
Yeah. Grew up with it.
No, sorry,
Armour
Pete, you're a
bite.
bit... Sorry, now I know you're a bit weird, Pete. Sorry.
Oh yeah. You know that thing when you're travelling and you're just getting towards home, there's always a landmark that reminds you you're nearly there.
Oh, yeah.
In my case, when you can smell a dung heap, then you were there.
Really nearly there, yeah. Andy from Woodwork Learner says, he says, he doesn't mind you singing, Joe. You've come with New Year defenders that need testing.
Yeah. Gee, thanks.
Some of these boys are really polite today.
Spider Spit
Spider's
has
in.
joined us.
Yeah, what's he saying?
Hey,
I don't know about
Just,
you.
just want you to have a look at this, Pete. In that close-up camera. You just hear where my tenon is?
Yeah.
It's not quite the right size yet, but there's a little bark inclusion just in here. Do I need to go all the way past that?
No, I would think
about-
so, yeah.
It's about half an inch or 3/4 of an inch. Oh, a bit of bark's going to fall out.
I would go, well,
I'd go a little
Still-
bit deeper, see what you get. You
yeah,
get down to some.
All right.
decent timber.
It's not a massive
Shit.
weight in this bowl, so I wouldn't be overly concerned if it was a bit fragile on one side.
All right. It's just about 3/4 of an inch. So if I just take another 1/4 of an inch off the bottom.
Now, Eric Winkler's got a question. If the U is poisonous, then why, Brian, are you not wearing a mask? We don't want to lose you.
I will be using my air shield when I sand it. It's unlikely to poison me just by using the shavings.
Not unless you chew them.
Not unless I actually eat them. I wouldn't think. Yeah, that's
There's-
fine. That's actually going to come. It's down to about 1/4 inch there. I think that'll be fine.
There is a lot of debate about just how much toxin is in the timber of a
The
yew
actual
tree.
wood, yeah.
The leaves and the berries are extremely toxic.
Mm.
The timber contains the same toxin, but in smaller quantities. But it is noted that if you mix red wine with it, it becomes very, very lethal.
Hmm.
I'm guessing that's the acid. So yeah, drinking red wine out of a yew goblet will almost definitely be fatal. But
Thanks for that idea, Pete.
but
creative.
yeah,
Do you know
they've
somebody
done
we
lots
need
of
to get rid
studies
of?
on it, and they can't figure out exactly. I think it basically varies from one timber to the next. So the safe thing to say is yew is poisonous.
Yeah. Ben Jammy's just joined us. Good evening, Ben.
Hi
Hi,
Ben,
Ben.
how you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in.
David Nichols saying, were the ends sealed on that piece of wood, Brian?
Yes, they were. As soon as I got it, I coated it with UPVA glue. A sort of 60-40 mix of glue and water. And I did it the first day and then went back the next morning and did it again. So I had a double coat.
Woodwork Learner saying that Joe's singing is loads better than his. He got paid to stop singing carols. You must be a really bad singer then, Andy.
Yeah, to get stopped from singing carols, he must be bad.
No, if he's worse than Joe.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, I
I
say.
end up. How am I
Lynn
gonna
says it's
avoid
the
that?
Cambrium layer is the most toxic of the.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
going to ask
area
now
of the
then? What is the cambium layer?
Aye, where
That's
is
the
the
layer
cambium?
just underneath the bark, which
Yeah.
basically it's
The whitey
the
bit.
bit that shuffles all the
Fluid
goodness
up
up
and
and
down.
down the tree. So obviously it's also where the poison goes up and down the tree, so there's more of a concentration at that point.
Okay. Doug Miller at Woodturning rounds in, and so is Christine and Michael Hesseltine.
Oh, Douglas. Doug.
Hi, Douglas and Christine and Michael.
Misfit 74 said he's turning a bunch of cherry, and that's amazing to turn wild green. I do love that. I love the smell of that. It smells like baking cakes in my workshop.
That's it.
And also, if you get it turned quite thin, it will distort beautifully.
And Michelle has just said, Brian, when you finish
Yep.
turning, there's a glass of red wine here for you.
Oh, thanks, dear. Appreciate that.
She's going to dip the shavings in it.
She loves me, really. Right, that's me at my no-cut line.
The
Oh,
tree we're
Six
discussing is
74.
the yew tree.
Yew.
I just
It's
need
not
it
the only
to-
poisonous tree, but it's one of the most common poisonous woods that woodturners play with.
It is in this country anyway.
Yeah. in the
Chris from
UK,
Bailey
sorry.
Woodworks is in.
Good evening, Chris.
Question from John Scarborough. What speed are you turning at, Brian?
What speed? Currently, it's at 660 revs. And that's only because I've got it on a woodworm screw. This bow might never be round
Wow.
because
Doesn't
I
need to be
might have.
round.
Doesn't need to be, does it?
Doesn't need to be round. That's the
Yeah, well, I'm
interest.
trying to get rid of this flat here.
I don't know. That might look nice.
Well, I could sand it, I suppose it'd be all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I wouldn't go much further if I was you.
If I can get a nice tidy cut on it now. So I'll just try a little pull cut to try and finish that off from the bottom out to the edge. Just tidy that up, it's a bit fluffy there.
Zed's saying round is overrated.
Well, we've noticed that on your turn, Zed. I love the stuff you turn, Zed. It's amazing, some of it. You're mad. Bring it out round a bit.
Mark at the garden workshop is in. Good evening, Mark.
Might have made a
Hi,
little
Mark.
mistake. Tiny little mistake there, so I might have to take that one out a bit.
Yeah, Lewis is pointing out you're cutting in the wrong direction, Brian.
I know.
You're going to cut down from the bark. Stop the bark chipping out.
Who pointed that out?
Lewis.
Thanks,
Sorry,
Lewis.
Craftsman.
Yep. I'll get it right one of these days. I'm not sure what day that's going to be like.
Well, if it's a Monday, you'll probably be on Terry's at the time.
Oh, that's true. I'd be covering for Terry. Let me just try and take that. That's all right.
Douglas Mungan would like you to send your tree surgeon around to him.
He's actually a nice fella. And I've never seen him,
What's the tree surgeon like?
but he pops into the shop that Michelle works in, and just hands her a big bag of stuff. It's great.
There you are, see. So it's Michelle that's getting this for you then?
So it's Michelle that is the conduit, if you like.
Right.
Yeah, Brian likes to do most of his things through dealers, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Dealer for his tools.
Yep. Yeah, my tool dealer's not in tonight because he's away out wining and dining again. His social life has improved somewhat since he met Kim, I have to say. And I'm covering from Steve SK because that's where he is. Wining and dining with Mark. Right, I'm going to sand that now, guys, I think.
Andy, Woodwork Learner wants to know, is Robbo going to be teaching using bowl gouges in this little course? You would know that, Brian.
It's skews tomorrow.
Okay.
But I think I have no idea how long this course is going to be. I think the question should just be directed to Robbo. If you jump on his Facebook page and ask him, he'll let you know.
Yep.
Well, the course could be 40 years long, because that's a long turning.
But by the time it takes me to learn how to do the skew, it could be 40 years.
No.
And Darren would like to know who's making your smocks.
My sister makes my smokes.
They are bespoke, Darren, and we can't get them.
Nope.
We can't order them. We can't even persuade him.
Nope.
But I now have a seamstress who can make me smocks as well.
Put the button on, right? I've just put my power hood on. I'm pressing the button like a mad thing. And the battery was disconnected.
That won't work.
So that didn't help much. There's a little stall mark in the end here on the flat piece, so I'll just have to work that off first.
Leave some of the saw marks in, gives it character.
Yeah, I don't like
forget, not too much heat when you're sanding.
Yeah, just gentle pressure and use lots of fresh sandpaper.
For those outside the UK that don't know you, it's very sensitive to heat, it cracks. So you've got to keep the heat down.
Well, Michael Howell said he met Steve and his wife from SK Crafts today. He thinks he left happy with his blanks, and that is a really nice guy. Actually, Steve is a really nice guy, and so is Nikki, his wife.
Well, Nikki's nice. Yeah. Not going to say Steve's nice, because he might watch this back.
Yeah, you can't be doing it too big-headed, do you?
No.
Oh, come on, guys.
I went out for a meal with them yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before? I can't remember now. Wednesday.
Day before.
We went the day before, yeah. It was a good fun. Really good fun. Wonderful couple.
Lewis said, can you get a Canadian flag sticker for that smock? I think it's basically just a moose on a white background, isn't it?
I thought you were going to say a moose on a stick there.
Well, a moose on a stick, yeah.
It's like chicken in a basket. You have moose on a stick.
Now, Glenn said bear claw, lol. And what's all that about?
Yeah, there'll be no bear claws here, Glenn.
Woodburton is asking, are the trend masks worth £19, or are other brands better value?
I've never tried anything else, but I can tell you this. This hat is as light as a feather. You could wear this all day and not know that it's on your head, basically.
Trend masks are quite heavy.
The battery's on the back. And the battery is counterbalanced by the filters on the front, so you really don't know it's there.
They are that mask is a lot lighter than the trend one.
Basically, my opinion is everybody's got a different shaped head. If you can, go and try them on.
Try them on, yeah. Exactly.
Find the one that fits you comfortably, and that's the one for you, whatever the price is, because they're worth it.
It's a bit like motorcycle helmets, isn't it? You've got to try them first.
Yeah, that's it. Size itself doesn't mean anything. It's a size, shape, and how it actually fits on you. When I use the JSP Power Cap, because it is right for me. The Trend Air Shield wasn't quite as comfortable.
I wear this one because this is what came with my lathe.
Ah,
When I bought the lathe, it came as a package. The guy who I bought the stuff from was giving up. So I got everything. Quite hard to sand that.
now Michael said he had to say he's a nice guy because he's a lot bigger than him.
Yeah,
Yeah, Steve is
he-
a big lad.
he just looks small on the screen, guys. He's about 6'3", I think.
It's a blinking giant. Dave from
Yeah.
Mo Valley Makers just joined us. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Welcome along, mate.
Yeah, when Steve came here, he was taller than the beams on my workshop.
Steve
Of course.
visited the Hobbit workshop.
Isn't everybody
YouTube is
taller than the beams
deceptive.
in
We
a
all
workshop?
thought Terry was normal height until Mark went there and gave himself a serious head injury in the workshop.
Yeah, give it away, didn't
And
it?
Steve kept even very worse. But they're giants. I'm talking to blinking giants. That's the trouble. And you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
See,
Pete's
you're
not much
just as
smaller.
bad.
Yeah, I should have
For another
bit of trouble in
giant.
your workshop.
Yeah. I must be feeding you something. I don't know what it is, but crumbs.
Yeah, must be the Cornish pasties. Oh no, Pete lives in Bristol.
Yeah, but I grew up on a farm with a cow muck.
Oh, there you go.
Ah,
And he's feeding in the cow dung all the time, isn't he?
That's it.
I'm glad you gave us a polite version of that, Terry.
Yes, I thought that. I'm earwormy, so I've got to be polite tonight.
Yeah,
Oh, we're after 9 o'clock somewhere. More Valley Makers expecting some nice new prezzies from Mr. Hope.
ooh.
That's not bad, mate. But, yeah.
Yes, Ben, the pictures when you see on YouTube are slightly deceptive. When Steve walked in, he's like 6'2" or whatever, and I'm 5'8". And I thought, well, I'm normal size. It's just those blinking giants,
He's just a giant.
you know.
I'll just quickly up through he gets here.
Like I said, when Pete sat on his Super Duke, it looked like a moped.
Yeah, but he has had it
Rather than-
lowered.
Robert Lapsley's joined us. Good evening, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Lawrence has
welcome
asked
along,
the
mate.
question. Lawrence says, Brian, how many chucks have you got for that lathe?
1, 2, 3, 4 later. I've got 4 chucks.
So you're only a couple short then.
1 SC4 and 3 SC3s.
Good man.
3.
3.
Yes, Mr. Harold, Steve's wife is taller than me as well.
Yeah.
Nikki's about, I don't know, near 6 foot.
She's about 5'9", something like that.
Something like that. Well, she's bigger than me and taller than me anyway.
Yeah, but then
Everybody
everybody's
seems to be
bigger than
taller than me.
everybody's bigger than the hobbits.
I'm
I don't mind. No,
I'm
Joe's
just bigger
not.
the
That's
other
all.
way. I'm
And-
not as
And
I'm not
Glenn's
as-
not either.
no.
Glenn and I are normal height.
I'm not agreeing with that. Normal. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
Misfit is asking.
Oh, sorry. You mean normal size? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Brian Misfit 74 is asking, would your sister be willing to share the pattern for the smock so he can have one made by his mother?
I'll ask her
Thank you.
and see what she says.
I just sent my old smock down to a friend of mine who does some sewing.
That's kind of
She
why I
made
did
it based
this.
on that.
All right.
I sent my sister the measurements of the Axminster smock. Oops. And then I told her I wanted long sleeves with elasticated cuffs for the winter time. And I didn't want any pockets at all.
No,
Not even in the back.
Okay.
just to get
Spirit
shaved,
Wind,
isn't it?
Spirit Wind, Woodstone, and Bone have joined
Heather.
the chat. Good
That's
evening.
Heather.
Heather, I think.
Hello,
Good
Heather.
evening, Heather. It is indeed Heather.
Lawrence has said, thanks, Brian. Are these chucks going to fit the new lathe you have ordered?
What new lathe? I haven't ordered a new lathe.
Don't mention the new lathe because Michelle's in the chat, all right? Whatever
Yeah,
you do,
don't mention
do
the
not,
new lathe that Brian wants to get.
Don't mention a
do
new
not
lathe.
mention the new lathe. Just
Don't
in
mention
case
a new
Michelle
lathe.
spots it.
Now,
Now,
Michelle
Robert
knows-
Custom
Sasuke.
painted the same colour as his current one, so she'll never know.
Michelle knows the saga. Axminster Tools wouldn't send me a lathe
There you go.
from the UK. I'm in the
I
UK,
remember that.
but
Yeah.
they won't send me a lathe. So I told them to keep it.
Robert Lapsley is saying, did Record Power fix your lathe or did you sort it yourself?
I fixed it. I took the part out, the offending part out, and it's just a small bolt. It's like a 22mm bolt that's welded onto a sleeve. I took it up to a welder that I know around the corner here, a certified welder, and I asked him to re-weld it for me, which he duly did in about 2.5 minutes flat. And I reassembled it again. Record Power will be sending out the offending, the new parts, and users have to fit them themselves anyway. So what they did say was that they wouldn't stand by the warranty whilst I'm using it with the repair that I did. But once I put the new piece back in, it won't affect the warranty.
Okay.
So if it goes wrong now,
So don't break
my
it in the
fault.
next month.
yeah, if it goes wrong now, it's my fault, basically.
If
So if the
it
head
does
stop
break in the
falls
next
off,
month, don't say a word.
yeah,
Just go on a holiday for a little while.
say nothing, don't do any lives, and hope for the best.
Mulvaney has said, no one mentioned that these chucks are £500 each. Michelle probably doesn't know that.
No, they're not. Oh, well, you won't be starting that. They're £12.99.
£12.99. Standard price for a chuck is $12.99. Everybody's wife knows that.
Oh, don't start that. It isn't. Now,
My wife knows that.
Is Glyn trying to cause
Michelle
trouble tonight
knows that.
because he's saying he's lying about the number of chucks he has? Brian,
Yeah,
are
he's
you
only got
lying
four,
about the
really.
numbers?
So I'm lying as well because I forgot. I have a small chuck that I just recently purchased. Let me just show you this small chuck. I forgot about this little chuck. Let me just show
Look
you
at the
this
size of
little
that.
chuck.
Change your camera so we can see it. This is out of our
Oh,
view.
wrong one. I bought this little chuck. It's a Titan chuck. Nova Titan. It's a
Wow.
5-inch chuck. So
That ain't bad for $12.99. Do you get jaws with it?
that was all. Yep, I got a set of jaws, a set of gripper jaws with it
$12.99. That's even
for
better.
$12.99. Yep, perfect.
Oh, you lot are terrible.
So
It was
Michelle's
perfect.
even put in the chat. She's correcting Dave. She said it's $12.99, Dave. Simple.
See, Michelle knows.
Yes, Michelle knows. Ruth knows. All the wives know. Standard price.
Yeah.
Same as gouges, same as tools. They all come $12.99. Sometimes you get a bargain for a tenner.
Yeah,
So
right.
I'm just going with the grain here for a second or two, guys, because I'm doing it by hand because it's less heat.
Darren said, anyone looking to get custom smocks made, consider getting an action back put in it. Your seamstress or tailor will know what that is.
Action back?
It sounds like hard work to me. I don't think I'll bother with that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Probably cost extra money.
I like the lazy boy back on mine.
Oh dear, that's terrible. One more grit to go, guys, up to 240, and then we'll get some Yorkshire grit on this. Hopefully the inside
all
will
the
be easier to sand.
$12.99 things that are coming up in the chat.
Ah, there'll be loads.
Yeah, be loads. Because they can all buy them for $12.99.
That's it.
Douglas is saying that Tara, he bought one. He thought they'd buy one get one free. That's why Brian got so many chucks.
I bought a set. I bought a chuck. I bought the SC4 chuck myself. I got an SC3 chuck with the lathe. And then I decided I was going to have a set of button jaws. I bought the wrong ones. Shh, don't tell Michelle. I bought the small ones.
Buy the big one.
And then I spotted a special offer from a fellow woodturner who shall remain nameless unless he wants to reveal himself. He was selling his big jaws, or the big button jaws. So I bought them with an SC3 chuck. Yay! So I'm just gathering tools up as I go along, guys. A little bit at a time.
That's all you can
I've
do,
been
isn't it? There's that many.
Trying not. There is. Trying not to be too extravagant all at once. I think I went too high in this cut. I think I might have to lose some of that bark. Anyway, standing still.
Dave from Moor Valley Maker says he knew his other ARF, knows his new lathe is nearly 3K. 3,000. What lathe is that then, Dave?
Well, that's going to be the Stratos, isn't it?
Stratos, is
Well, the Vic marks at 5K, so it's got to be the Stratos from Simon.
Could be.
Unless he has gone for Vic Mark, just told his other half it's 3K.
Yeah, could have done, couldn't he? Could be double the price when he's only telling her it's that.
Yes, could be an axe master.
John Scarborough's saying, I wonder if a filtration system is $12.99 as well.
Yes, I got one here from Record Power.
Yeah, I have one as well.
AC
Up there
400.
myself, yep.
Yeah, $12.99. I think I got
$12.99,
discount off mine. I think mine was $11.99. I got pound.
You're all wormy turds.
Oh, Dave got the FU 230. Well done.
Ooh, very nice.
And Glyn is saying his Super Duke was expensive, about $15.99.
Oh, yeah, you're seeing coming there, Glyn. You were seeing coming there, mate.
There's a glass door in the showroom, I think.
Yeah, but you had to pay the extras for the bolt-on extras, otherwise it would have been $12.99.
Yeah.
Bolt-on extras.
Bolt-on extra, like a leg stand or a foot stand or whatever you call it.
Side stands, yeah.
Side stand, that's the word.
That's it.
Side stand, yeah.
Paid extra for that. I got some extra too, mate.
Shows you how much of a biker I am.
Misfit 74 says the SK114 package is attractive. It is actually. It is very attractive. I had the package and it's brilliant what you get in the package, as well as the chuck.
SK114 chuck with what?
Comes with sea jaws. Comes with sea jaws. Comes with a woodworm screw. It comes with a faceplate that goes on the chuck. And
Cool.
something else. I can't remember what the other thing was now. Oh, obviously it comes with its own
Right.
spanner, chuck key.
Excuse me, I just lost
Square chuck key, not none of these Allen key things.
So I'll just take
Proper
my
chuck.
power hood off again because I'm going to be using Yorkshire grit now, which causes no dust.
Michelle was saying to you, Joe, that she wants an Axminster.
Yeah.
That's a carpet, I'll bet.
Yeah, she wants an Axminster carpet. That's what she wants.
Yeah.
Hey, that's quality, is that? Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
Me too, Michelle. I used to have one until I had a tenant in my flat, and she got rid of it. Yeah.
This might be hard. This might be hard to grit. Might be a bit bouncy on my fingers.
It might be.
Glenn tells me you're supposed to put plenty on, but don't overdo it.
Misfit,
Yeah,
you want
Glenn
to buy
tells me
direct
you
chuck?
use one tub for the outside and a second tub for the inside, but that does seem to be a little bit extravagant.
Don't think you need quite as much as that. But
Yeah, I think you were trying to buy something for Joe at the time, so you're trying to sell more grit.
that's what it was, maybe.
Pat Cummins has just joined. Hello, Pat.
Turn the speed right down as slow as it'll go. My lathe does only goes down to 500, so I'm just turning it at 500 here.
Yeah.
I'm not too fussed about the tenon and the base because I can finish that when I'm.
Your lathe won't go any slower, Brian.
Well, it will if I change belts, but I'm not going to change the belt now.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, it's
because
time.
we've got little bumpy bits here, I've got my fingers flat. Let me go back to this camera. Fingers underneath flat, tissue on top, holding it between my thumb and forefinger, and just introducing it to the work. And my fingers are underneath, so it's going with the flow of the bowl, as opposed to against it. So as to end up with a staved finger.
Hands of
Which
your
would
pity
be
can be soft as your face with light brown. You're pretty.
It's all right, Joe. All the best singers get heckled. It's all right.
Very nice,
I
Joe.
know.
Does that mean that Terry's
Douglas,
gone up
she's
this and
finished.
I've gone down?
Douglas, she's finished. Douglas, you can come back.
He's going back up the list, is Terry.
Terry just got 5 points added, and Pete got 5 points taken away there. That was
Get
good.
on, you must be joking. Pete's got a long way to come back down to my level.
Yeah.
That's only because you've been skiving for the last few weeks. I mean,
Yeah, he's going back up to Sky next
Really
week.
skiving, building
You
a
guys are
kitchen.
desperate.
you can't go scoring points when you're on holiday, mate. That's the problem.
Building a kitchen. I've been skiving and working blinking hard.
I just glanced up there, and Trevor P's in trouble too. So 3 minutes of this. If we get any fingers left, roughly, you can actually feel when the grit starts to break down, and it's no longer kind of gritting, if you like, or being abrasive. But we're not there yet. I can still feel it.
John Scarborough saying he uses a rubber pad between his fingers and the paper towel.
Yep, I heard that yesterday too.
I don't like doing that.
No,
I like
tend
to
not
feel
to.
it.
Yep, that's how that's exactly my thought, Pete. I like to actually be able to feel where my fingers are, and not. It's a bit like trying to open a tin can with a pair of gloves on, or
Also through the paper, you can feel the grit getting finer.
can. Yep.
Yeah.
So you know when it's doing its job, and you can feel it get really fine and smooth, and you know you've come to the end of its use. And start
End of the
buffing
day,
it
you've got to
off.
look at the piece on the lathe. You've got to make an informed decision about how you're going to approach it. As Brian says, flat fingers is sensible, and lightly gripping the towel between thumb and forefinger. So if it does get caught, it rips out your hand rather than pulls you into it.
Yep.
But every single piece of wood on the lathe requires you to reassess your process.
They're all different. So this little flat piece that didn't really get much work at as I was spinning it. So we'll just have to do a little bit of manual sanding. What you could do, of course, is put a pad on the drill, put your Yorkshire grit on the pad, and then use that to work the grit in.
Eric Wingler has to go. He's got to go back to work. Bye, Eric. Thanks for
Bye,
joining
Eric.
us.
Thanks
Cheers,
for coming
Eric.
in, mate.
All right, bye,
Appreciate
Eric.
it. There we go. That's not too bad at all. I think we'll go with that. Clean piece of cloth. Repeat the process. We want to go a little bit faster now, but not much. Just to try and put a little bit of heat into it, into the wax, so as it kind of sets itself a little bit. Because it's you, I don't want to get too much heat in it. You might be able to see that start to shine already. And that's without a finish. Remember, Yorkshire grit's an abrasive paste, guys, not a finish.
Benjamin says, approach the bowl with your hand like you would be feeding a horse. Right, Brian? Flat hands.
That's absolutely
you
correct.
could lose a
Flat
finger.
hands, yep. You could
Brian's
easily.
used to feeding horses.
Yeah, of course,
Yep.
horses eat people, so
Yeah, they do.
you know
they?
this.
That's according to Mark,
Mark
anyway.
told us they eat people.
Yeah.
According to Mark, horses eat people.
There's some discussion about shipping charges in the States. Apparently, a tin of Hampshire Sheen is $13 and $22 shipping for Misfit. As far as I know, the two dealers for both Hampshire Sheen and Yorkshire Green are Walnut Log and Woodward of Texas. Glyn's in the chat. If I missed any, I'm sure he'll fill in. but I think that's the 2 American dealers.
I think it is.
And,
Andy's wondering if. Go on, sorry.
Oh,
Rob
uh,
Summerland in Canada, I believe.
Joe's just been kicked out.
Andy's wondering if he missed you putting the sanding sealer on.
No, I put the sanding sealer on. If you missed it, I used this
So you
sanding
did
sealer,
You did
which is
miss
my
it,
own.
Andy.
It is actually my own concoction.
And Matt Carter is it. Candriva is in the chat. Hello, Matt. Joe's gone again, is she? Where's she gone now?
She's fell out. Her iPad has kicked her out again.
She fell
Happens all the
asleep.
time.
That's the singing, you see. Even
Yeah.
the iPad couldn't stick it.
The iPad's had enough. Stop singing, Joe. She's coming back. Hold on, guys. I'll just bring her back in.
No.
Hiya,
Hello
Joe.
there.
You're back again.
I'm back.
Hello, Joe.
Damn it. Then she gets to sing for the inside now.
Oh,
She does, yeah.
just in
That's why-
time.
That's why I brought her back. But there we go. That's the
Stuart
outside.
Ingrelli
and
is
we'll
in.
just give that a
Good evening,
quick
Stuart.
bit of. I'm going to put
Good
some
evening,
Hampshire Sheen microcrystalline wax on this time, just to be different. So that's the white stuff. I'll just whack
John
a bit
Scarlett
on.
was asking about your sanding sealer concoction, Brian. What's it made of?
So the sanding sealer is made with blonde shellac flakes, 40 grams, and 200 milliliters of denatured alcohol or methylated spirits, whichever you prefer to call it. Mixed up, and you have to shake it quite a lot to get it to mix. Leave it for 24 hours. Give it another good shake, and it will dissolve. It sometimes takes a couple of days for it to dissolve properly, but just keep giving it a shake every time you use it, and it'll be fine. I'm only trialing it. I'll probably go back to buying it, to be honest, because by the time you buy the materials and faff about with it, and the time you spent making it, it's as cheap to buy it. I
Also,
think.
I think it goes off if you make your own.
That's why I only
Um,
made 200 milliliters at a time, Pete.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
I've got a sanding sealer here that I've had for 18 months or so, and it's fine. But
Yep.
when I made my own, 3 or 4 months later, it's rubbish.
I don't know if the manufacturers put something, a narrative in it to help it last longer, or I have no idea. But certainly, I only made small quantities just because you don't use that much of it, to be honest. It's not
No.
It's not like you need gallons of it. So if you're going to try it, have a go, see what it's like. And if you look at the cost, you'll find, and if you add up your time and everything else, you'll find that it's cheaper just to buy it. I think, anyway. But you have to try these things when you're just starting off and beginning.
You do.
So I'm going to
Darren
have to
said-
buff that.
Darren said, "What's wrong, Brian? You didn't use your skew to open the can."
Don't use skews to open cans. That's Mark you're thinking of.
Gerard, the French turner, is saying bad news in Ireland. Hampshire Sheen stockists are not refilling their stock. They have to order too much to stock, and import duties and taxes make the product not profitable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
All,
happening
all we can
all
do is wait and let the politicians sort it all out.
Yeah.
They probably will. It's going to take time.
I know what it's like, Jared. Up here in the north, it's horrendous. We're in a worse state than you are, to be honest. Right, so that's the outside done. So we'll remove that, and we're just going to try and tidy the bottom of this tan up a little bit, and hope it stays on the screw chuck.
Donald B. Woodturning is in. Good evening,
Well,
Donald.
Donald.
Hi, Donald. You're not in it. Was Donald not in earlier? Or is that different? Donald?
Terry Bartlett's in from Plymouth. Good afternoon. Good evening, Terry.
Hi,
Good
Terry.
evening, Terry.
That was a bit terrible in Plymouth today, guys.
It was.
It
Heart
was,
goes
yeah.
out to the people who were involved
Yeah.
in that.
It was the worst we've ever had.
Yeah, it's worst that you've ever had, yeah.
William Kenny's in. Good evening, William.
I've been through lots of that kind of stuff, so I'm just going to use a little spindle gauge on here. I know it's a bowl, but I'm going to use a little spindle gauge just to take little fine cuts off the end of here.
Good evening, William.
Turn the spout down again. Turn the lathe on. Speed up a little bit. Up to about 550 and just nibble this off. That's a piece of bark that fell off there. Oh, can you see that? Not very well. Try that camera. What I might actually do is do it towards the headstock.
That's a good plan.
I'd be frightened of going all the way through the bottom.
Well, it's about 8 inches thick at the moment.
It's, yes, it's at least 5 inches
You
thick.
want to
Oh,
have a
no,
chance
we-
of that. If you do get the outside and the inside, they're both in the same place.
It would take quite a determined effort at the moment, Joe.
Oh no, I know that. I'm just saying if you know, just for accuracy, I
However,
suppose.
At a later
There we go.
stage, you'll be turning that off, so that's when you have a risk.
That's it. There we go. That's that done. I'm happy with that. Now, I'll be turning that off anyway. I just want to make sure it fits in the jaws okay. So now I have to get it off of this woodworm screw. It was a bit tight, but it's I just to prove that it was on a woodworm screw. There's the woodworm screw. And what I did was, before I put it on the woodworm screw, I took a Forstner bit and made a flat in here so as the flat would butt up against the jaws, just to make sure it was quite secure. Chuck key.
Yeah, I often do the same trick, and if I'm going to be holding it on a mortise, maybe the Forstner bit, I have two. So I drill with a larger Forstner bit to get a flat, and then I drill a centre for the mortise with a smaller one.
All right. So that's the woodworm screw out, and I've got my. I've learned a lesson here, guys. This thing stays in your hand until you're finished with it. That's the wrong end. This way. That'd be better, wouldn't it?
It would help.
It might help if you go try and turn the inside to put the bowl on the chuck the right way around. So I was given that piece of information by a very well-known turner, and I'm going to try and live by it now. Keep the. I'm finished with it now, so it's hung up where it should be. And I'm going to bring some tailstock support back in again, just for now, to be on the safe side. And we'll see what kind of a mess I can make of the inside.
Don't forget, when you start turning right down, check occasionally the.
Yeah, check the tightness on here.
Yeah.
Because the wood is not dry by any means. I'm going to use my little 3/8 pole gouge now, just to try and set this edge. Don't know how this is going to work. But I'll work out the way, will I? Will that be the best plan?
Yeah, start
here and just work out with it.
Or start an inch in, and then go in from an inch, and then work yourself back out.
Create yourself a map, basically.
Just go in here somewhere. Be better if I tighten that, of course, wouldn't it? Tighten that. That'll be better. Just take the bark off the inside there for a moment. Now.
What speed are you running at now, Bri?
I'm still going quite slow just at the moment.
Okay.
We're still doing just 620, so I'm going to screw it up a wee bit.
You could pop it a bit because you're going.
We've got a little bit of vibration just starting there, just at 950. So we'll turn it back a little bit. About there. That's 870, so we'll turn it that just for now. The reason we're turning the speed up is to eliminate to have less air, so less time for the chisel to fall in and bounce about the place.
It'll turn a little bit better for you as well.
Yeah. once I get this rim set, I might try and speed it up a little bit. Too big a cut. Don't be greedy, Brian. Take your time.
All the time in the world. RPM Woodworks, is he? Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
You're currently on 55 minutes, Brian, but no pressure.
All right, mate.
Just let you know.
I'm not too worried about the pressure,
No.
I have to say.
Don't forget, people, I'll say this once. Please hit the like button if you like what Brian's doing. It does help his channel.
So that's as far as I can come there because we're about a quarter of an inch here, but we're out. We're obviously in the middle, so we're out here about half an inch or so.
Okay.
So I don't want to go any further. I want to leave a little bit. That'll be fine, I think. I think I'll lose the tailstock now.
RPM
And
Woodworks.
if you don't like, sorry, if you don't like what Brian's doing, don't forget he's covering for Terry. So go and put a thumbs down on Terry instead.
No, Steve.
That's Terry, isn't it?
Steve
I can't
tonight.
remember. He covers for all of us.
You
know,
cover for
Brian,
everybody. It's
He just
crazy.
likes exposure. He likes exposure.
Careful how you say that, Steve.
It's exposure, not exposing.
I thought so. Yeah, that's what I meant. Just careful how you say that. Tailstock's far too high there, guys. That's why I moved it again.
In fact, he's very good because he does at the drop of a hat cover for any of us, which is really, really appreciated.
Anybody would think I was retired, don't you?
However, on Monday, Robert Robson will be taking my live position.
Stick the link in the chat there if you want, Terry.
I can't do
If
that
you
from
haven't-
here, I don't think. Pete might be able to, but on my machine I won't be able to do that. Won't be able to find it.
That would be operator error, Terry.
Yeah, lack of experience.
Operator error.
To educate myself of how to do it.
Looking it up now.
I'm going to change to the bigger bow gauge now because I'm a bit far over the tool rest. Just for a bit more stability.
How are you finding it, Brian? Is it easy to turn?
Yeah, it's a nice piece of wood.
Just
It's
check
not
your
too
toes,
difficult.
check your headstock, don't forget.
I'll do it now, just in a second, Terry. I'll finish this cut here. And I'll just give that a quick tighten, just to make sure. Yeah, and I got it about
Yeah, you will.
a ton there, so. And there again. Thanks for the reminder, Terry.
That's no problem.
So I think that's probably about the right width I want to go there. It's going to be quite chunky on this side. That's all right. I think it's pretty good. Well, I can live with that.
No, I can't actually find the link.
All right.
That's all right. People know where Rob was.
Yeah. What I can do is put in the link to Roy's channel and they can find it from there.
That'll
Yeah.
do.
I don't think he's posted the individual links yet.
Okay.
You've got 56 people watching, Brian, and it's 8:45. If you're liking what Brian's doing tonight, if you'd like to consider hitting the thumbs up and or subscribing to his channel if you're not.
Thank you, Joe. I'll have a steady rise of subscriptions to my channel. Currently sitting on about 544-ish, I think.
And everyone is
Or
appreciated.
somewhere, and every last one's appreciated. And if you want to comment on my videos, I try to respond to every comment if I can. There's some real nasty bits in the inside of this, to be honest.
Take your time with it, light cuts.
Yeah, yeah. That's coming really well, actually. But there's some nasty sort of inclusiony bits down at the bottom here.
I actually
So
like
just-
how chunky it is.
That's great. Nice piece of timber.
Oh, that was a catch, boys.
That caught you,
Big
didn't it?
catch.
That was a catch.
Yep.
Let me just see. Let me just see. Kind of see where the catch was. Let's have a look
I know
at
what the
that.
catch was. I can tell you right without even
There's
looking.
On that knot.
There's there, right there.
Right in that inclusion. Oh
Yeah.
well.
Just right at that knot.
I'm gonna live.
where
Way
it
you
comes
go.
in. But it's all right. It's not torn. Well, it has broken the tannin.
That's it.
Yep.
How big's the piece in the middle? Can you fit that in as a tenon?
Yeah, probably could.
Go on, turn it around then. Stick it back in. Bring the center back
Yeah,
up and turn another
Okay,
one.
bring a tailstock back up and put a new tannin on the bottom.
There you go.
Absolutely, 100% right. Oh no,
This
it's
is
not
what
no
it's
big
about,
deal.
guys. Improvising when things go wrong.
Yeah, improvise, adjust,
Yeah.
get over it. Way to go.
Improvise, adjust, and overcome.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what I was looking for. The word.
Right, let's just make sure that's nice and tight. And that's nice and tight. I don't need to tighten that, I don't think. But we'll give it a little tighten up.
Oh
just
yeah.
to be honest. It doesn't really need to be tight because it's
No.
almost like a jam chuck at the minute.
Yeah. There's a question from Misfit74. How do you folks like to best seal and store green bowls for twice turning? My personal method is I've got a kiln, so I don't do anything with them. I just
Oh,
rough them out, chuck them in the kiln and wait. Usually 6 weeks or so. Before I did that, then I would seal the outside edge and just keep them in a box.
what
But
full of shavings?
No, not normally, no. Just a box.
You might want to turn that into a mortise now, Bri. If you want to keep the shape.
I'll not be able to turn it into mortise, but what I've got is this little foot on it.
All right.
I'm just going to make that into the tannin.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just undercut it a little bit from here. You're on the right camera, no. If I put you on that camera, you'll see it. So I'm just going to undercut here a little bit to give it a little bit more of a tannin. To about there somewhere.
And a nice edge for the bowl to sit on.
And then we've got this nice outside rim for the bolt to sit on. It's right there. Let me just check the size of that now.
Woodwork learners asking
Yeah,
if that didn't fit the chuck when you reversed it, would a glue block or similar work? But you could have put it back on the woodworm screw in the middle, because they hadn't turned it right down. It's a bit of wet timber, so a glue block may or may not work. Depends
Just
on
undercut a tiny bit
what
more.
it is.
So I've now got about a 6mm tannin there. 1/4 inch to the Americans, Canadian, and Australians. They don't do metric very well either. There we go. New tannin. Little undercut
See.
foot now.
Easy.
Let's try that now.
Playing
Turn
some
round.
wood dances is in.
And this time I'll maybe make it lighter cuts, Terry.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I thought. Well,
You might
especially when you get to that inclusion. It's,
Yeah.
You might consider
Just-
taking that middle out as well. You're not going
Yeah.
thin with this one, are you?
No, that's as thick as that's as thin as it's getting.
take
Okay.
that one out.
I would take the middle out because
Okay.
because of the grain direction, all the rest of it.
It's
It
the
can
grain
carry the
direction's
chisel.
all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
It's
tend not to have
all-
a middle when I'm doing that sort of thing.
Okay.
Well, Brian was keeping the middle there in case it jumped off the lathe.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I kept it. Oh, liar. That's terrible, Terry.
What? That's what we all do.
No, Terry.
$12.99 and keep the middle.
No, Terry, it was just a cock up. At the end of the day, it's just a cock up. No messing about.
Overcome, improvise. Nice light cuts.
Doing it, boss. Doing it, boss. Shaking the bush, boss.
Dara says he tends to use metric when turning. It's easier.
It is. Metric is easier. There's no doubt. Don't care what the Americans say.
I still use English metric.
I'll still, yeah. English
If I
metric,
go to the
old money.
timber yard, I will order 3.6 meters of 2x4
That's it. I do that and all.
That's
or
it.
19 mil 8x4 sheet.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. An 8x4 sheet of that 19 mil ply there, please.
Mhm.
Having said that, I got a plank of American cherry.
There's that inclusion again.
And the timber supplier said, I'm sorry, it's American, so it's 10 foot, it's imperial. I said, yeah, that's fine, 10 foot is good. And he said it's 295 mil by 50 mil.
Yeah, exactly. Aye. We're turning a nation of confused people. So I've went back to my little 3/8 bowl gouge and I've turned the tool rest in a bit so that I've got a little bit more support. And I'm just turning off this slow wood in the middle now, which is fairly easy to turn. Yew is actually a lovely wood to turn. It's just a pity it's got all these lumps and bumps in the bottom of it.
That gives it its character, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Darren said Australia's been metric since July 1974.
Since when?
July 1974.
When did we go metric?
71.
Well,
71? Well, that was coins, was it not?
that was decimal coins, but
Yeah, decimal.
but we're still going metric slowly, aren't we?
Yeah, I haven't gone metric yet.
Yeah, not
42.
quite. Not quite. We're just still kidding ourselves on that we want to go metric. Right, so I
We
need
sell
to get
petrol by the litre, but we still work out miles per gallon, don't we?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's just to confuse you so you can't work out how much you are spending.
And
Yeah,
miles
that's-
per hour.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
all road signs.
we've changed that in Ireland now. It's kilometres in Ireland. So you drive over the border and suddenly from 70 miles an hour it goes to 120 or something.
Yeah.
It's a bit confusing sometimes.
Doesn't
You got
work
a
as an
60
excuse,
degree
so I
bow
tried
gouge,
it.
Bly?
What you say, buddy?
Got a 60 degree bow gouge to get around that bottom where that inclusion is. Just stop me getting another catch.
I've got one on the other end of this, have I? Nope.
No.
Hold on. I've got one somewhere.
Might
I
be-
can't remember.
'cause
I can't remember which tool it is.
That inclusion's right on the cusp of the turn, and it may just be that your point's catching.
Yeah, that little. It's actually
Yeah.
a branch. It's just right on the very edge.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll maybe try and take this down here a bit and then take the scraper to that or something. Yeah, we'll see.
John Scarborough says, great rescue, Brian, and nice looking bow. I have to go, but I'll catch the video.
All right, John.
John.
Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks for coming in.
Just check and see how far in I am there.
Mm.
Quite happy to leave this bowl chunky because it is pretty chunky anyway.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
a fair way over your tool rest. I'm just thinking about the 3/8 bow gouge.
I'm actually about 2 inches over. Terry.
Oh, okay. Maybe
The way I
just
have
how
it-
it looks on the screen.
The way I have it angled there.
Mhm.
But I'll go back to the 3/8 just to please you.
personally, I wouldn't be cutting that way. Cutting towards the sidewall, I think, is dangerous. Cutting towards the middle is safer.
Yeah.
Barry, Woodturning by Barry says, check your chuck, Brian.
Okay, Barry. Didn't get much that time, I have to say.
I think you're making sure it's not going to come off.
It's on now, guys. It's not coming off. It's actually not too bad.
Right, take that lump out of the middle, Brian.
I'm going it. That's my next plant.
Wilbert Learner's got a question. He said, rude question, but would a carbide tool be safer?
No idea.
I don't know them. I don't use them.
What's a carbide
Quite
tool?
aggressive, aren't they?
No, they're just a scraper at the end of the day, so they're as aggressive as you want to make
Yeah.
them. So you could take a light, gentle cut with a scraper, just the same.
I've got nothing against carbides. It's just that I learned the traditional. I've got a lot of traditional tools because when I was starting out, every time a set of tools came up, I bought them. And
That's all there was, really, eh?
until I've worn them all out, then I won't be using any carbides.
That's right. You've got a bottom feeder one.
Careful.
You're getting catches there, that's the trouble.
That's the second time you've asked me that, Terry. I haven't got one.
Oh, sorry.
Gerard, the French turner's having to go. He's had an emergency call from work.
Okay, bye, Gerard.
Watch the end on a recording.
Don't tell me the
All
toaster's
Thanks for
broken
coming
again,
in.
Jared.
Bye, Gerard. Good luck.
Jared gets called out when the freezer breaks down or the toaster breaks down. Or...
Right.
Yeah, he's not happy.
No,
No, I won't
it's
be
just-
happy, nice.
he's off duty as well, you know.
Yeah, they just kind of. I
Yeah.
think I get the feeling they take the mick a bit.
Adam's saying that the disc carbides don't scrape. No, I've got the Simon
Yes,
Hope
they're nice.
hollowing tools with the disc
No,
carbide
they are
cutter on.
cutters. They're
They are
they're big
cutters,
cutters.
and I understand the negative rake, although it does sound like a scraper, the negative rake easy wood tools cut rather than scrape as well. But as I said, I don't really know them, so I can't really comment.
No, I
I
haven't
love
got
the
a bottom
bark
feeder,
on
Terry.
this.
No. Oh, you might have to use your scraper then. I don't know how deep you are, whether you're going.
I'm not going much deeper.
No.
I'll just check the other end of this tool. Can't remember what's on the end of it.
That's looking lovely,
So-
No,
Brian.
it's just the same.
Joe,
Just identical grind.
can you make a note to get marked by another bowl gauge for Brian?
60-degree gauge.
Need another
So-
bowl gauge.
So you can make a bottom
Preferably-
scraper out of it.
Preferably
Yeah.
half inch one,
Bottom feeder.
Joe. Half inch one, Joe, okay? Because he's
Let me
down the
just
bottom,
stick-
so he needs it over the tool rest. So need a
Let
half
me just
inch
stick a bigger tool
bottom
rest in
feeder.
there.
Oh, God.
at 60-degree. Well, he can grind that himself, but yeah.
Put that in there.
They were only $12.99 anyway. So.
That's right, aye, sure. For nothing. It's for nothing.
Wayne Bridford has joined. Good evening, Wayne. Good evening, Val.
Good evening, Wayne and Valerie.
Hi guys.
Hi, Wayne. Valerie. Evening. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
Just to let you know, Wayne, Brian is making a lot of natural edge bowl, live edge bowl, out of a piece of yew.
It's
And
been off the
Michelle
list
has
once
said,
already.
What models?
No,
Got
Michelle,
more
this is
tools.
just the ones you forgot to order earlier. It's not more tools. It's just catching up on the order that wasn't fulfilled. Mark
Yeah.
failed to do his
Yeah.
duty.
And there is a
You did.
paper trail that says it's Joe's fault.
Yeah.
Oh, give us a break. How did I get involved in that?
Well, you're reminding Mark, aren't you?
Because you wrote it down.
Yeah,
a
all
paper
right.
trail. Anyway, that bit was so stressful. I've just decided I have to open a beer. So
Okay, Pete. Yeah, you
I'm
deserve it,
still on
mate.
my Strongbow.
yeah. Cheers, all.
You opened in the beer. I'm going in the house for a brandy
Cheers.
after this.
My machine's turned off. I can have a beer now.
Stiff. I think I'll have a stiff brandy after this one.
Well,
Sorry for
Terry
you.
will go in for a red wine anyway.
I'm back in here tomorrow.
I shall have a little drop of
Rubble.
red wine, I think, when I get in the house.
Yep. Brian, we're back on tomorrow with Robbo's second
Teaching
lesson.
practice. Yep.
Second
almost
practice.
At 8 p.m. Australian time, 11 a.m. UK time, and middle of the night in the USA.
Tomorrow's is the skew chisel.
Robbo sent us a message to say we need the same equipment as we did last week.
Yeah.
So the little little spindles, 50 by 50, I think they are. Or 40 by 40 or something. And a skew. Roughing gouge and a spindle gouge. I'm going to have a look at that. I think that might be all right.
Looking pretty cool, Brian.
And I got a feeling tomorrow evening Emma's on, but I'm not 100% sure on that. That's Emma the Tiny Turner.
All right, I need to do something up here because there's a bit of a tool mark there. So I'll just try and get rid of that with a scraper here. There's a knot right here as well, which is bouncing the scraper a bit. So
we can hear it knocking. You can hear it as it goes on.
So what's the tool I've got to remind Mark about? 1/4 inch.
Half
Inch bowl gouge. He needs a 60-degree bowl gouge. You can hear that bounce.
Can I? You can hear it. I can feel it.
Apparently Emma's on now, Andy H is saying. Good evening, Andy.
All right.
That's what I thought.
All right, we're right. Huh.
Yeah, I'm rubbish at this. We need Mark for this job.
Yep.
I'm rubbish at who's on when.
That's gone. Oh, you've still got 50 people watching you, Brian.
Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're learning at the same time as I am.
As soon as I made a mistake and Emma's on tonight, not tomorrow night, I believe tomorrow morning Brian's going to be on with Robbo, and tomorrow evening Brian's going to be covering for Emma.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
And then Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, what's happening on Sunday? Sunday lunchtime.
Who's on a Sunday?
Steve's
on. Steve will be back by then.
I'll be home, will he?
All right, okay.
Yeah.
He's going home tomorrow night.
Sanding you again, so we're going to put our power hood back on.
It's members only for Emma tonight, so she might be on tomorrow night. I don't know.
All right, members only. I should be in there. So because this is kind of odd shaped, I'm just going to try and do this a little bit by hand here without spinning it.
That's good proportion, that is, that bowl. With edge depth. That really looks nice.
Michelle's telling me, Joe, it's 4 meters by 3. I'm presuming that's your lounge.
That's a big lathe, Michelle.
Yeah. You have it, Michelle. You just have it. Don't worry about it, Brian. You buy your Axminster and Brian will buy his Axminster.
I think that's the Axminster carpet she's talking about, boys.
Okay, Dareth is saying he doesn't think she's on tomorrow night. In that case, I've got no idea what's happening tomorrow night.
No.
I'll probably be drunk in a field somewhere.
Again?
Yeah, it's my hobby.
Oh. Yeah.
That's Pete's weekend hobby.
What's in for 2 days?
Somebody will be on tomorrow. And if they're not, well, you never know. I might do a pop-up.
If they're not, maybe I'll jump in again. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I won't. No, I'm done, boys. I'm on a Monday night.
If you do a pop-up, then you can get Brian to cover it for you.
I could. I was thinking that myself.
Ah,
Everybody, I'll do a pop-up tomorrow night. Brian will be turning something else.
I'm on a
Making
Monday night, guys.
snowmen.
I'm on a Monday night, and I'm going to do a simple bowl with a little bit of colour on it.
Simple.
And it won't be you either.
No, it won't be me.
guaranteed.
I'm not there.
I do like that. I do like this.
That's
I like
blinking
all
lovely.
the
That
bark
is.
around it.
That's really nice. Are you going to oil that bark, Brian?
Yeah, I'm going. Well, yeah, I suppose that's the best thing to do is oil it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Might help it stay there. So this white layer that's around the edge is the layer that carries the toxin. Is that right?
Yep.
I forget what Glenn.
Well, where
I forget
the
what Glenn
layer
called
joins
it.
the brown, where the white joins the brown.
Just here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
It's a
just
very
here.
thin layer in between the bark and the sapwood
All right.
is the worst bit.
All right. Okay.
The heartwood still has toxin in it, but less.
Less concentrate.
It's like a sponge standing in a bucket of water. It soaks up the outside first.
So the
But
moral of the story is don't lick the edge of the bowl.
I generally tell people that buy my bowls that they're not edible.
Hmm.
If you eat my bowls, you'll probably die of splinters.
Now, Darren has said if anyone is going to do a pop-up, can you please let Sid know so he can put it on the Woodturning International for you?
That'll
Will
be
do.
fine. No,
A few
we'll do.
times.
We'll do
Will
that.
do.
A little bit of a. Oh, that's the wrong one.
I'm sure there will be somebody on tomorrow night, but I really haven't got a clue who.
Just one little bit down in the bottom here that's kind of has a little tool mark on it.
Now, Benjamin is asking, what are the signs of you poisoning?
Usually the art stops.
Yeah.
The inability to breathe is a good thing.
Yeah, you're not
No
very
idea,
well then,
guys.
I suppose.
Death with a very pretty wooden container nearby.
Yeah.
Usual symptom to look for.
With teeth marks in the rim.
Yeah.
It's a telltale sign.
Okay, Inspector Clouseau. Jesus Christ, what is like?
That's looking pretty good, actually. Really like that.
Yeah, the one rotten bit there. I can't.
Turning that tonight is better than turning an ordinary, simple bowl.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're getting on Monday. Like it or lump it.
Okay, I thought we might be getting some skew practice that you practice in the morning.
No, absolutely not.
Show
no,
everybody how
never.
you can do it.
Not a chance. I tried that the other day, didn't I? Look what
You
happened.
did.
Pete knows what happened.
I know what happened, yeah.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
It wasn't that bad.
I had to step away from the skew.
Yeah. You just got into a situation where you need to stand back, take a couple of breaths, and come back in again.
I'm done, he says. This is 120 right now, guys.
Dave from Mo Valley's asking if anybody wants a U honey dipper.
How to slowly poison your spouse. Buy a U honey dipper. Don't turn it yourself, because that would be a bit of evidence there. Don't be turning it yourself.
Don't be putting ideas into people's heads.
Don't forget to wash your hands before you lick your fingers, man.
No, I intend to, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of you there.
The other day, I've got the link for the Woodturning International Facebook group here. I'm just going to paste in.
Yep, that's okay.
Chris Glanville's having to go. He says he's got to be up at 2 a.m.
Group.
Bye, Chris.
All right.
Cheers,
Bye,
Chris.
Says a great bowl.
Now, Woodturning Adam says, how toxic really is you? Very, very toxic, seriously.
Can kill you, Adam.
It's not to be messed with, that's for sure.
The answer
Well,
is,
most
according
woods
to
have
Kew
slightly
Garden
irritating
scientists,
things, don't they?
is they don't know.
Mm.
Some yew is very toxic, some yew is not very toxic, and distinguishing
taking
between the
risks,
two
is
is
it?
not. It's not a job for a wood turner. Just say it's toxic. Job done.
So
If you're turning it, take it that it's toxic. And I emptied my vacuum today as well because I knew it was turning you. And this will be getting disposed of carefully. Horrible stuff.
Adam, if you seriously want to use it as a poison, I understand that red wine is the key activator. It's the acid that makes the toxins come out.
don't be giving him ideas.
Not a cup of tea, glass of red wine. There you go.
Barry from Barry Creations has to go. Bye, Barry. Bow's looking
Cheers, guys.
stunning, Brian. We'll catch you all later.
Thank you, Barry. This
See you
is
later, Barry.
240 and I'm regretting it, guys.
Oh, now.
You could just oil that, then we wouldn't have to hear Joe sing.
I could just oil the
Oh,
inside, I
but he
suppose,
isn't.
couldn't I?
We could save all the pain and suffering.
Gee, thanks.
No, you really do.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
That puts Terry that much closer to being second on the list again.
No, miles away from you.
As I said, it doesn't really count because you haven't been here, so you might not be scoring your fair share of points.
Yeah, that's true.
You've been trying to make up for it since, though. Don't you worry.
Well, you know.
And holiday season ends before we go up to
Nothing.
Glen.
Yeah,
So there'll be plenty of time to
before November.
Oh, dear.
Try to give us a squirt of methylated spirits just to clean it off.
Ben's actually looked up the symptoms for yew poisoning.
Has he?
Yeah. And just, being yew, that nobody quite knows what it does, it can cause the heart rate to slow down or speed up dangerously.
I've lost a bit, but
Shame.
Well, it did, didn't it? It started to because it jumped off the lathe and Brian's heart speed went right up.
it did. Actually, didn't bother me in the slightest, to be honest, but never mind.
No.
I can take this mask off now again.
On a serious note, with yew, laburnum, or any other wood that's got any reference to being toxic,
Be careful.
Treat with
the
respect.
shavings are probably fine, but watch the dust.
Is that it?
Now, Darren is actually saying, Joe, I know you see all these joker earworms regularly. How do you not slap them silly?
Oh, she does.
The patients
She
of
does.
pain.
Yeah.
Well, I see them
She
online,
got a
Darren.
list.
I don't actually see them in person. But
She's got a list.
No, not in September. In November.
Mark's on the list. He's top of the list.
He is. He's at the top.
He's second.
In November, we are
I'm
all
running a
meeting.
very long way back in third.
And I'm not on the list
And Brian's not on the list.
because
You
I'm
didn't
a
really
good lad.
believe.
I'm a good boy. See?
And
Mm.
we will be seeing
Apparently.
them in
You're
November.
actually having a gathering, especially for Joe to give us all a good
And
slap.
she's going to beat the heck out of all of us.
The
Those
entire
that
reason
deserve
we're
it.
all going to have a gathering is so that Joe can give us the slap we all deserve.
I've got some equipment to slap them with as well.
No.
Careful now.
Careful.
It is after 9 o'clock, of course. You're all right.
Yeah,
Work
that's okay, yeah. Madam Joe.
Oh my goodness.
Now you're away mad altogether, Terry.
Some people might like that.
Yeah, they might.
I personally
Well,
wouldn't, but some
intentions
people
are-
might.
Just oil the inside.
Yeah.
Up to you, Brian.
Yeah, I would.
Oh no.
Fucking
Oh,
lovely.
Too late.
yeah.
Too
That
late.
was-
I've given
he
sanding.
was biased.
Too late. That's
He was
sanding
biased
sealer in it
then.
now. Too late. It's
Look at
getting
that.
Yorkshire grit now. It's got sanding sealer in it.
Oh, well,
Oh.
where's the cheese that's sticking me ears?
We'll just let
Lionel's
that.
in. Good evening,
Hi, Lionel.
Lionel.
Hello,
Hi,
Lionel.
Lionel.
Yes, Lionel. I'm still
Welcome
coming.
to the show.
I'll just give that a bit of a rub in there and dry it off a wee bit.
Yeah, fair enough. I did walk into that one, didn't I?
There we go. Butter looks nice.
Absolutely.
There we go. Get rid of that. I don't know how I'm going to apply Yorkshire grit to this though. This is going to be interesting.
Carefully.
Yeah,
Well,
very.
turn it very slowly. But you can only turn it at 500, can you?
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
be alright.
To
I'll
start
keep my
off with.
fingers out of the way.
Yeah.
If you hear screams, look away.
At least you won't have to look for your fingers in the shavings. We're all
You're right.
cleaned up there.
There's no shavings.
The-
What shavings? Let me just see. Is this possible at all, or am I?
Yeah, I'll be okay. Just gently, gently, gently.
It's okay. It's okay on the inside where it really matters. On the wings, I can get away with it a bit.
Yeah.
You just let the paper. Just let the paper fade out.
Your face with light brown
Dog's off again.
Yorkshire gritty.
Oh, no. Not two. It's stereo.
Little duet there, Joe.
Yeah, I think you've got a lovely voice.
Thanks, Joe.
Michael Howes asked you a question, Joe.
Joe in rubber.
I have to keep. I can't look up. I need to pay attention with my fingers are, guys.
You do. You do. Woodwork Learner says, why don't you practice on the lathe and making baseball bats, Joe? Saves the knuckles. Ah, now funny you should say that.
Yeah. She's got herself a lathe now, people. She'll
She
be
has.
I have.
she'll be learning
She bought my own
soon,
one.
and then she'll be coming on doing lives, standing in for me when I occasionally don't come on.
Oh, no, I'm not going to take
No.
Brian's place. Forget that.
Oh yeah, Brian won't mind.
No.
Well, I won't mind.
Actually, no, Joe, you won't be taking Brian's place. You'll be taking my place.
But that's my job to take your
Yeah,
place.
but Brian
not?
takes
Yeah, but
your
not
place.
every week. But
Yeah.
she can take the other week,
All right, okay, that's fair enough.
Oh,
You're as mad as a heart, Terry.
and then Pete can take the other week.
I can't. I haven't
And
got
Well,
any
he's-
internet.
you don't,
He's
well,
got
no, you
internet.
got any, but by then you
he
may have
hasn't got
internet.
any internet.
He may by then.
No internet,
but-
no video, apparently.
No electricity either. We haven't invented that yet.
All right.
Now, Stephen Miller's in the chat. Good
There's not a
evening,
very
Stephen.
famous inventor. Came from Bristol.
The best advice is to treat all wood type dust with respect and always use
Correct.
proper dust protection and extraction equipment. Agreed.
Who said
Absolutely
that?
correct. Stephen Miller. Absolutely
Yeah.
correct.
Stephen Miller. Absolutely 100% correct, Stephen. All dust is bad for your
Safety above
lungs.
all else.
There's no such thing as good dust for your lungs.
Nope.
No such thing. Your lungs are designed for air, not dust. Although they will clear some of it.
Now, Darren said, Joe, you should join in Robbo's lessons. He has space for you. Now, I would actually like to do that, but on a Saturday, I go and see my mum in a care home and spend several hours with her to break her week up. So, but I have watched Robbo's lesson from last week, and I will be watching it again this week.
Give that a quick wipe round.
Yeah.
Take that
You
a
don't
little
have
bit.
to be on the lesson to go and practice it, do you?
No, it's
No, you don't. No, absolutely you don't.
No,
something there.
but I suppose it would be good for that if you're doing anything wrong, then it gets pointed out and you can be advised
Yeah, Rob
Yeah.
can.
of the best way
Yeah.
to do it.
That's the idea. Rob was going to try and help us live. It's difficult to actually teach somebody without being able to put your hand on the chisel and say, just turn it over there a little bit or just tweak it there. It must be difficult for guys to try and teach like that. I know it would be for me.
Brian, have you got
What?
a pyrography pen?
Yes.
That missing bit of bark.
This bit, just kind of burn it a wee bit.
Just burn it a little bit, uneven.
Slightly, yeah.
Just
Okay, just kind of blend it in a little bit. Is that what you
blend
mean?
it in a bit. Yeah,
Just break it up a bit. Yeah.
it'll hide it.
I might have a search for the bit of bark that fell off and try and glue it back in.
Yeah.
Counting shavings again.
I'll be counting shavings again, right? There's lots of little indentations and marks and little black bits in there. Right, that's that done. Just need to put a little bit of coat of microcrystalline wax. Max, my
Well,
dog's
that's nice
name.
of you, Darren. Darren says he'll ask him nicely to change days for you. No, Saturday works for everybody else, but thank you very much indeed for the offer. I will get turned in one day, and
You'll be
You
fine,
all
Joe.
the rest
You
of it.
will be when we come up in November because they're all coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
By then, Brian will be
Gonna-
so proficient he can teach you the skew.
By November. That's wishful thinking.
Our
Peter and I will
payback
be
for
there.
accepting the
Yeah.
beatings in November is we're going to get Joe on the lathe. So
Yeah, that's what we're going to do after the slapping.
So I'll take a bit more time when I'm finished out here, guys, and I'll get this finished a whole lot better on this. Oops. Oh. My extractor just stole my cloth. That was good. Whoosh,
Ooh,
straight up.
greedy thing.
Straight up the
That way.
extractor. He just disappeared.
It's gone. That's it.
Right,
Whoosh.
now all I have to do is take the foot off it.
my extractor steals cloth, pencils, and tape measures.
Everything.
That's why the org's on the extractor.
What's the bet? This thing doesn't fit in the inside of this. Knew that wasn't going to happen. Whoops. Pick yourself up.
Oh,
Dust
there it
yourself up.
goes.
Just
Drop
start
Start all
something.
over again.
Well, he is covering for Steve. So
Oh, there.
Yes, that's right. He's governor for Steve, so he's got to act it out. Drop it.
Right, I just nearly dropped it again. Put this in the chuck. This is just a little disc with the non-slip pad on it. So put this in the chuck.
What, is that glued to it?
Yeah, it's glued to it, yeah.
Pad. Yeah.
This little pad is glued to it, yeah. Just router matting or drawer matting or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Wayne, Bigfoot Woodcraft, has said, Joe, Valerie will teach you how to slap them harder in November. We're going to get a
All
beating
right.
on Valerie as well? God help
You
us.
probably deserve it. So
And
that
also,
actually works.
Andy said that
Haven't
sounds
said
wrong,
anything.
saying going to get Joe on the lathe in November. Yeah, there is.
That's only in your mind.
No, I'm not going to sleep tonight
Yeah.
now you saying that.
I better change that centre as well. Better, hadn't I?
Mm.
I will.
Wouldn't that be a good plan? Why didn't you remind me of that? You're sacked.
We were just about to say it when you
Well, you
Just
can
wait
work-
to see.
already said. What we're trying to do is encourage you, but not actually tell you, so that you can work it out for yourself. And you did. You're gradually getting there, bro.
Anyway, I'm on the beer now, so my advice
All
now
right,
is
so-
useless.
Your advice is probably useless now, aye.
I
Probably.
didn't have any useful advice in the first place. So.
Why is that nothing like in the middle?
Put the center in the wrong place, maybe.
No, it doesn't put the centre in the right place. Right in the little hole that was there.
It may not be on the pad properly. Shift it on the pad itself.
I just get that in there. Try that. Mucho better.
It's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yep, mucho better. Little spindle gauge again.
Take this snow.
Take it
Which
very,
way-
very slow.
Which way are you going to cut?
Towards the headstock.
Well done.
Good man. Carefully.
Slowly and carefully.
Yeah. You've got an indent there already, haven't you? So you've got a nice foot for it to stand on afterwards.
Yep. How are we doing for time, guys? Am I miles over time again?
No, you've been an hour and 40 minutes. That's no problem. I mean, it's just come up 9:26. Perfect timing. It's a big challenge to finish that quite quick. It was a big lumber wood.
Yeah.
Well, it is for me.
And it was, you know, it wasn't just a set piece of wood. It was his all higgledy-piggledy in it. So, you know.
Right, so I'm going to change now to a detail gauge. This little guy, it's not a real detail gauge, it's got a sweat back grind on it, basically. And I'm just going to take a little bit off of there. Oh, not there. There. And I'm rubbing the bevel. I've got the bevel pushing in against the headstock. Not pushing so much, but kind of gliding across there. But the pressure is all towards the headstock. Are you guys on the correct camera? Yeah, all right.
Well,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can't see it
we're
close
good.
up, but we can
Alright.
see what you're doing.
We can
I
see
don't
the
see it.
picture.
You get the idea?
Yeah. Being that it's wet timber, I wouldn't go really, really thin because it'll chip off easy, won't it?
Yeah.
Might break at that speed. Thin enough to just knock it off.
You mean it
Don't
might
try and
fall
cut
off?
it off.
You might
Yeah.
fall. No, I'm going to cut it off.
You gonna?
Yeah, I'm going to cut it off. I'm brave today.
Like the blue touch bearer and stand back.
I'm feeling brave today. Feeling brave.
You do
Micro
know it's Friday
cuts
the
these, huh?
13th, don't you?
Hmm?
That's what's wrong today.
It's Friday the 13th.
And on the stop button.
That's waste. Now, hand on the stop button just in a second, Terry. Hold on. So just there. I hate to tell you, but I think there's a little tiny bit of an inclusion there too. Hand on the stop button.
Well.
Speed down as low as it'll go.
Mm,
And as soon as that little nub stops moving,
the bow flies off the lathe.
no, it doesn't.
Careful.
I'm being really careful.
I don't know whether I've got a feeling that I might be kicked out any time now.
Bye, Joe.
Again.
So we just
I haven't gone
take it
yet.
off, and the little nub is just sitting there. We're fine. We're grand.
Excellent job.
Pull that out.
Perfect.
Oh, I've got
Perfect.
a little. Take that away.
Bit of sanding and put
Take
your
that
maker's
away.
mark on it, you'll be away.
Yep, that'll be fine and dandy. So that end of the solenoid.
Mulvary said, throw it down to
Chop off.
250. Oh.
Oh,
Can't go to 250.
Oh,
Thanks for that, Mo Valley. Yeah.
He's not using the new lathe, Dave.
When's your next lathe? What new lathe? I'm not getting a new lathe.
I think
Stick
you'll
that
get
on
there.
there.
I think you'll get one.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you
want
can't
a lot
get
of
one
it.
until Boris allows it because at the moment they won't send to Ireland. So
It's you, sanding. Put the helmet back on.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Get that close up too. Turn the speed up a little bit. Tell you what, it sounds easy.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
It's the softest
Don't forget-
hardwood there, isn't it? Oh no, balsa
Well,
wood's the softest.
No, it's the
softest
hardest softwood because
Hardest softwood. Yeah, that's what I meant. Other way around.
Is that softwood?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's very hard. But it does turn
Okay.
very nice.
It does. It needs a bit better finish on it, guys.
He's having to go. He says, nice one, Brian.
Cheers, Andy.
Hi, Andy. Thanks for
Cheers,
coming in.
Andy. Thank you very
Right,
much,
bye,
mate.
Andy.
And we're done. I'll just sand that down to, that's 120 got in there, guys. So we'll just sand it to that. I'll finish the bottom later, so as we're not keeping you here all night.
Be past some people's bedtime. What am I going to do that? Oh yeah, knockout bar. Little knockout bar,
Michelle's
just
gone
knocked this out. Michelle's always quiet. She'll be planning my demise.
Yeah, she's just stirring the U into the red wine.
She's stirring
Yeah.
you into the
Are you
wine.
insured, Brian?
No. Of course
Oh,
I'm
I should
insured.
just
gonna say,
check with the company.
Planning her Axminster carpet.
Oh. Tail stop.
Look at that, see?
There we
Worth
are,
the
guys.
effort, mate. Worth
There we
the
go.
effort.
Jeez, that was a bit of a turn. I'm a wee bit annoyed about losing that little bit of park there, but we'll do something to disguise that somehow.
You may be able to find it. You have a quick look. You
Yeah,
never
I'll
know.
have a look underneath and see can I find
That
it.
is beautiful.
So,
Snooker glue it
nice.
back on.
That
Nice
really
bit
is
of,
beautiful.
We've got a lot of dust on it still, but sure, we'll give it another polish up. Maybe go out to that. So there we go.
So
Very
lovely
nice.
in-
That.
There you go. Nice little U vase or bowl. I've got fuzz in the brain at the moment. That just needs finished off a little bit more. Maker's mark on the bottom. Bob's
Bit
your
of a
uncle.
polish up. You're away.
And we'll give it a polish up on the buffing wheel. And
Got
it should
some
be
nice
good.
comments. Got stunning bowl, nice
Yeah.
piece, gorgeous.
Looks great. Go. Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys.
Great. Love it.
Let me just bring in my earworms again. There. No, that's not it. Yeah, that's
Other
it.
one.
It's not this one.
That's
That's
it.
the one.
Well done, Brian.
Oh, and I've changed that camera. So there we are, guys. Thank you very much. That's me stood in for Steve. I think it's the second time I've covered for Steve, but no matter.
Bye,
Hope you
Bye,
enjoyed
Terry. See you
it.
tomorrow.
Yeah, Terry.
Terry Bart is going. He said he'll see me tomorrow.
One quick-
Did I mention
Oh,
that
yeah.
Mark,
No, you didn't.
me, and Steve are going to see Les Thorne demonstrate all day
That's right, all day
in
tomorrow.
Plymouth?
Oh, he's a
Excellent.
good fellow, who's led.
So at least you guys will not be laughing at me when I play with my skew tomorrow.
No, we
I'll
won't
be there.
We'll
I'll be
laugh
there.
in the
You'll be.
evening when we
Ah,
watch it
gee,
back.
thanks, Pete.
We'll watch it back
Pete's
in the
up.
evening.
Pete's always there. Thanks, guys. So yeah, one last look, guys. There is little U-bow. The colour's not as good on this camera. There it is.
Lovely.
Quick little project. He says nearly 2 hours worth, but there you go.
That's not bad. That's quick for you.
Lovely
Thank you
job.
very much, guys. Thank you, Terry. Thanks, Pete.
Bit
And
shattered.
thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Good night from them.
Anytime.
Good night, everybody.
Right, everybody.
See you all later.
Good night,
Good night from
everybody.
me. Good night, guys. Thanks very much for coming in. Talk to
Bye.
you all later.
Bye for now.